What's good, friends and followers? Today I want to talk about genetics and whether or not you have good or bad genetics. As if it was that simple. Of course, it's not that simple. Oh, if you're wondering why I have this vest on, it's because I just got rid of my man boobs, my bitch tits. I will post a video about that. Um, yeah, genetics. So first off, let's go with the basics. What is genetics? Genetics is pretty much everything for your look or how your body is. That everything is genetics. But to simplify it, we can try to break it down into categories. So I'm just gonna name a few, and you will get the idea. First off, how much muscle mass can you build? Now that is largely depending on your genetics, how much muscle you can build. At some point, it doesn't matter how hard you work or what you eat or what you do. At some point, genetics will be the limiting factor of how big you can get. Let's take another one. Muscle insertions. How does your muscles look? Like, where do the muscle insert on your body? Now I'm pretty stiff with this vest on, so I can show you on me. But for example, let's look at the abs. Like, do you have the perfect squared abs with a slight taper and all of that? That is genetic. That's nothing you can change. Bone structure. Do you have wide shoulders and a tiny waist? That is genetics. There's nothing you can do about that. You can try to build your lats and your shoulders up to create the X frame, which I suggest you do. Whether or not you have great bone structure, you should just do it either way. Well, those are some basic things that genetics determine. So, and everything, how you look will be determined by your genetics. And of course, how much muscle you can put on and how much fat you can burn off. And yeah. Now, whether or not you're going to be able to win bodybuilding shows or men's physique shows or whatever will be mostly determined by your genetics. Like, the guy that looks best usually has the best genetics. Assuming that everybody works hard and don't do stupid shit. Yeah, genetics will determine whether or not you will be able to win bodybuilding shows. But my guess is that you're not looking to win bodybuilding shows. You just want to look good. And I hope I'm not the first one to tell you this, but guess what? You will never look like fucking Arnold or Frank Zane. You will never look like them because you don't have their genetics. Nobody else had their genetics, only they had them. And if you want to look good, all you can do is exercise and diet and sleep. And if you're willing to take steroids, you can take steroids too, or other performance enhancers, if you're willing to do that. So you can only do the work, basically, and then your genetics will determine how you look. Now, I have different view on genetics than most people, probably, because genetics it's your DNA that you get from your parents, and whether or not your genetics looks good with the criterias of how much muscle you can build and what your bone structure is and all of that or not, that isn't what should determine whether you think you have good or bad genetics. In my opinion, everybody is blessed with different genetics, and you should take pride in the fact that nobody else in the whole fucking world can get the physique that you have and the physique that you will build. You will be the only person who can build your body. I take a lot of pride in the fact that nobody can look like me. Nobody out there can look like me, no matter what they do, because I'm blessed with my genetics. You're blessed with your genetics. And I get so fucking pissed off every time somebody says like, I got shit genetics. Oh, fuck you. You're you don't have shit genetics, and even if you think you have them, maybe you should change your fucking opinion, okay? Because that pisses me off. You should take pride in what you're able to accomplish, because nobody else can do that. It's only you. You're blessed with the opportunity to create something new that the world has never seen before. Why would you piss on that and say that you have bad genetics? Yeah, sure, you may not have the Olympia caliber genetics. Guess what? Nobody fucking has except those few guys on the stage. You should really fucking take pride in your genetics and what you are able to accomplish. Whether or not you are able to build as much muscle as Joe Blow, or if you have a worse bone structure than somebody else. I don't really have great of anything with my genetics if you look at the criteria. Yet I'm able to build a physique that I think is fucking amazing, and I take pride in saying that I do truly believe that my physique is amazing and that I'm blessed with great genetics. And that is my opinion, and I think that everybody should have that opinion about themselves. Now you shouldn't get fucking carried away and say that, oh, I will win Olympia in a few years. Well, you won't, most likely. But you should still be able to take pride in the way you can make your body look. And some people will have it easier, some people will have it more hard to build muscle mass or burn fat. But you gotta work with what you have. And most people that say that they have shitty genetics have only been training for a year or two. I mean, that's fucking pathetic. You don't even know what you have. You've been training for 1 year or two and you think you have shitty genetics. Man, you have no idea what the fuck you have. Why don't you work out for 5 or 10 years and then see what you have? And if you're not happy with what you have, training naturally, maybe you should sit down, think, is it worth it for me to train this much in order to reach a physique that I may never have? Because if you don't love lifting and you can't appreciate life when you're on a diet, maybe it isn't for you. And I hate to fucking say it, but if you can't appreciate lifting, if you don't enjoy it, it's not gonna work out in the long run. And bodybuilding and building a physique or a body is all about long term. It's like staying dedicated. Like motivation will die always. Like you can't be fucking motivated all the time. So yeah, you should take pride in your genetics because you're the only one who got your genetics. And nobody else can build what you're able to build. You need to take pride in that. And don't just shit on your parents and say that you have bad genetics, okay? That's fucking disrespectful, okay? And that pisses me off if you're one of those guys. Okay, so if I offended you, dislike the video, so you offend me back. That is fine. If you like the video, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And click the bell button so you get notifications when I post new videos. I hope I didn't offend anyone, and I hope you get the message that you are blessed with your genetics. Peace.